know, like, you don't really know what's going on right now, but we have some of the, like, just an amazing lineup tonight. It's badass. All the comics on this stage are badass. This next comic is a producer of this room, so we love it when he goes up. So let's hear right now from Mr. Dan Telfer. Give it up for Dan.
This whole country is a pile of garbage. Everything is horrible. Everything is just, it's the end of the world. It's fucking awful. I'm not even, the Mayans didn't predict the end of the world. We're just that stupid that we've heard maybe it was going to kind of happen on account of a dead civilization. It's not actually happening. But everything is still shit. You know, Obama is like trying to say he's going to fix everything by increasing taxes on the wealthy. I don't think we should do that. I think we should murder the wealthy in front of their children so their children become Batman. Right? It's like a long-term investment. It's going to take a generation to kick in, but if you're familiar with the legacy of Batman, they'll turn their anger into becoming an anthropomorphic animal person. You see, that's all. I wish so badly that I was better at writing jokes about parallel dimensions. Luckily, I am. Are there any Cubs fans here tonight? Look, I know it's football time, but yeah, we're on the north side of Chicago. It's right over there. This March, 2012, Wrigley Field turns, no lie, 100 years old. It's true. Yay, indeed. And like all 100-year-olds, it's haunted by failure and soaked in piss. I hope the next player that they draft is a meteor, and it just devastates everything. And then you won't have to hear, you know, racist comments about Japanese players except from ghosts. Because we all have to commute through that neighborhood. Why did they put a sports arena in a tiny residential neighborhood that's right next to a highway everyone has to fucking go through? It's awful. You have to drive, you have to take the train through the most, like at least Comiskey is, or you know, what is it now, like Phone Times Field? At least they put that like off the highway, but like there's just nothing but parking lots for 5. You know you have to just run to your car, you'll get stabbed. But they pretend, with Wrigley, they pretend, and it's awful because people live across the street from that horrible place. They watch their demigods, their heroes, their Achilles, their Perseus fail for an entire century. And then they go out, well, I can get shit plowed because I live there. And if I see a queer, I will try to stab him in the face. And I'm always that queer. So I was once walking. It's just horrible. Like, you can't, like, there's courtyard apartments. Courtyard's supposed to mean there's, like, grass and topiaries. The ground is just gray dust because Gaia has been murdered with urea. And I was walking down School Avenue, and I had to walk in the gutter where the golden tears of Wrigley flow. Because these Cubs fans in their little customized Cubs jerseys decided they owned the entire street. They blocked off the public sidewalk so you could play a little beanbag game. Instead of a wooden box with a hand-painted Cubs logo on it, there's a hole in it, and then they're throwing beanbags in there. So I'm walking by, again, with my head down, just trying not to get murdered. And one of them sees me and goes, "Yeah, keep walking, faggot." You're playing a game called cornhole. You don't get to do that. Because, as Beavis and Frank Zappa before him taught us, cornholing, not to be gross, but is literally putting your penis in a butt where poo lives. And sometimes has corn in it. So, if you are the kind of repressed homosexual who's also a sports fan, so your gayness just writhes angrily beneath the surface like bull sharks under saran wrap, maybe you shouldn't play a game in public that is a gay sex pun. So, you see one awkward, gangly-looking guy walk by, and you go, "Keep walking, faggot," as if to say, "Yeah, keep walking, faggot, before I pin you to the ground and fuck your face to death." Like a steel piston in a blood pudding over and over and over again. Oh, God! These These hands will never know the touch of their true masculine soulmate. Every synapse, every blood vessel, a hollow, empty, infinite promise. Oh God! God! Why have you left me alone in this unforgiving cosmos? Maybe you should start introducing irony into your life in more subtle doses. It might open some doors for you, maybe a closet door. I feel bad. I feel bad because I said fag and faggot, even telling the story. But you guys, there's something wrong with me. I'm straight, but I get called faggot all the time. I get called so often. And I don't get it. Like, I've even had to come to the realization as somebody who was really severely bullied as a child that I'm not bad looking. There's just weird little things about me, like the curvature of my spine because I have mild scoliosis that I'm mostly over. And I'm just slightly socially anxious, so sometimes I don't make eye contact with people right away. They're like, people think there's just, I can win this fight. And so, like, they look at me and they're like, I don't care if he's 6'5", I'm still going to just, yeah, I'll win. I'll just bait this giant forest troll who's actually very good looking for a forest troll. Like, he's definitely a monster, and also I could beat him up. It's horrible. Like, I've become the jock of fags. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gay, and I feel horrible saying the F word out loud. But I have so many real stories of hubris I could tell you. If only I would cross the line, and I do so with this arrogance of being a heterosexual. I have actually 2 children, which is great. Like, but like you say, you have a child, and people just like go, we don't give a fuck. Bye. Enjoy your single life. But the real bummer is when I was single, I just say Pizza Hut all the time. It's amazing. And then, oh my God, I used to live in, like, right by Ashland and Division. They had a Pizza Hut with a pizza salad bar, the most hilarious thing. You go, you pay $5, and all you can eat pizza. Why is salad even in the title? No one's eating the fucking salad. But I have to pay attention to the groceries I buy, and so I actually had to look at bread, and like it's the biggest. If you've been to a grocery store, like since the economy exploded, they will do anything to stay in business at Jewel and Dominic's. It's just like, it's Pepsi cheese. It's mostly Pepsi, but it's basically shaped like cheese, and it's a color yellow, so please buy it. It's your only choice. Or you go to Whole Foods and spend $30 on cheese. And so I was like, okay, what is like healthy but affordable for just fucking bread? And does anyone know what the best-selling bread in North America is? No, wrong. Maybe in America, maybe. But in North America, not the United States of America, North America, the best-selling bread is Bimbo bread, based out of Mexico. Also the best-selling bread in Canada, because they'll forgive mistakes with language in Canada. There are a bunch of Frenchies up there. Bimbo bread is spelled B-I-M-B-O. Bimbo. And the guy who invented Bimbo bread, again, was in Mexico, spoke Spanish. No idea Bimbo was slang for prostitute. And he's like, this fucking name of Bimbo. And they got so popular, they want so bad to break into American markets, you guys. They're just so desperate, but they refuse. They've got so much traction in these other countries, they refuse to change the name. It's prostitute bread, though. And it's really healthy. That's the fucking bummer. Like, there's like no corn syrup in it, really great dietary fiber, and it's called Bimbo. But like, it's got a cartoon bear on it with a little word balloon that says, say it, Bimbo. Like, he's begging you, please don't call this prostitute bread. Don't say it out loud to your kids. We're not asking you to say Bimbo in front of your kids. And like over the year, they've given the bear more and more costume accessories, as if you're following him along in his adventure to like become like popular with everyone in America. Like, hey, he's got like a chef hat and an apron and like epaulettes for some reason. And like, he's just like, Bimbo, say it, Bimbo, say it, Bimbo. It's Bimbo. Please just believe me, it's Bimbo. I don't know what to say. Like, you might not respect Mexican culture, or I don't know. Like, you just say like. You don't even have to know it's Mexico. Just please, I'm telling you, as a cartoon bear who's very friendly looking, it's Bimbo. Please say, like, he's directing you to say bimbo in the why would you in the grocery store? Oh, bimbo. You would never talk out loud in a grocery store because the dregs of society are trudging past you. Say it, bimbo. Please. Please, the yeast is not a live culture from a prostitute's vagina, I promise you. I promise you. It's whole grain. Whole grains. Whole grains are better because they're unbroken. And they're beautiful big oats you can see in the bread. It's not because the prostitute who, as she unsheathed the loaf from her fist-sized vagina, had been having sex in the woods, and so little bits of, like, seeds and shit got in her vagina. No, it's whole grain, I swear to God. Oh, I swear to God, please buy bimbo bread. Please. I want so bad to be the little bear in your child's kitchen. I'm just a little bear. Someone said "ew" as if you didn't get grossness was a part of that joke. I let the person next to me know, oh, I found that gross. He talked about food coming out of prostitute's vagina for 3 minutes. I better make sure my date knows I wasn't on board. Literally. I'm an atheist, and I'm really nice. Right? It's such a bummer because every time you say you're an atheist, you don't like. It can naturally happen in a conversation. Like someone will literally like try to pin you down and ask your religion, and they don't care if you volunteered with teenagers for 15 years and it's like everything to you, and that you think empathy is common sense. They don't care. They're just, you're atheist, and they just go, "Oh, atheists! Oh, you don't care about anything." They're like, "You want to be?" Like, no, I do, and every time I see somebody in pain, it's like this natural reaction where I just get really sympathetic, and I want to tell people I love them all the time, but society doesn't allow it. And I even believe, like, even though there's not an afterlife, you know, Stephen Hawking said that, like, if you fell into a black hole, time would expand forever, and you would never actually feel yourself dying because your molecules, you know, bent and, like, expand, like, you would experience atoms being pulled from apart. So I actually believe that when you die, based on the actual physical stability of your mind, you would, you know, feel the last moment of your life, be either good or bad, whatever the best memory is. It would just stretch forever. You would never actually die. Your last moment would last an infinite amount of time. The same way, there's an infinite amount of mass in a black hole. You want to say that, but they go, "Oh, atheist, don't you fucking get it? I could bore the fuck out of you. Why would you let me bore the fuck out of you? I get bored all the fucking time with this Christian bullshit. You're telling me that my weird-ass story about it, why would you cut me off? Let me own how shitty my religion is, you guys. That's all I'm saying. Conversations. Well, it's been fun, you guys. If you could just end on a Yelp review, I'd really appreciate it. Yelp is a wonderful website because it lets every piece of shit review things like they have any idea what they're talking about. It's great if you're, you know, like a stand-up comedian and you travel a lot and you actually want to see if like places are good. But sometimes you'll find this really cool independent bookstore and you'll go on Yelp. You're like, I wonder if there's any reviews. There's one review and it's just some mom who's like, they wouldn't let my child put pizza in a book. Fuck it, 1 star. What could they have done right? Here's a review that Yelp.com pulled because it was too dark. It's for a Starbucks. I once got this Starbucks gift card. And I worked downtown at the time. I worked in computer repair. And I was like, I don't know where there's a Starbucks downtown in Chicago. The urban decay terrifies me. I've never really left the office for lunch. But I'll walk around and try and find a Starbucks near the McClure Court area. Walking around, I finally see this Starbucks sign hanging above this tiny door next to this parking ramp for a Marriott hotel. It's like wedged in the nether folds of this Marriott hotel. So a little tiny revolving door, I go in, and the first thing I notice, it's about half the size of this stage. The entire Starbucks is like from here to there. And when I walk in, I also notice it is a room whose ceiling is 5 stories straight up. It's like a hollowed-out turret. There is nothing about it that makes it look like a Starbucks. No decorations on the wall, no logo. It's just black paint everywhere. And there's one guy behind the counter. His eyes are whited over like a blind cave salamander, and he's got a green apron with no logo on it. Weird little touchpad thing. And a little plexiglass case with one little plain cake donut on it. It's got like a hair on it. It's like a little three-legged dog in a pet shop window begging somebody to buy it. And so I come through the revolving door, and I notice all this, but also I'm immediately physically bombarded by denizens of the Marriott Hotel who are body checking me and knocking me from side to side because they're in a hurry. They're in the middle of downtown. They're in a hotel. They want their coffee, and they want to sprint out of there. So they're not even talking to the barista. They're just coming in from this other door, grabbing coffee that's already sitting on the counter, and then boom, knocking me out of the way because I'm some asshole from the street. So I walk through the revolving door. All this happens within half a second. And then the guy behind the counter goes, "What did you order? What did you order? What did you order?" I don't know. I gift card. I didn't order anything. I want to get a pumpkin spice latte because pumpkins are the crown prince of vegetables, and you can put it somehow in a fluffy, delicious caffeine drink. And my job is very boring. So please just let me buy pumpkin. I'm sorry for the confusion, sir. Did you already order your drink? How the fuck would I already order your drink? And I realized what was happening was people who were staying in the hotel had touchpads in their, hotel rooms. They were placing orders from their room, and they were waiting for them already. So they're coming to pick them up, and no one from the street had ever actually entered and bothered this barista before. But to me, I was looking up this turret, this empty turret, looking at the sweat of the hotel, like, dribbling down the walls. It was as if some ancient, Native American tribe had, begged the onion ghosts that used to live in this fucking swamp that is Chicago to just send condensation from thousands of years ago to just drool down these fucking miserable walls from a darkness above, as if some mad god was sending orders to this shitty barista. In the 1500s, there was a woman named Mary Tofts. I'm not going to tell you what happened to Mary Tofts because it will bum you out so bad you'll never see comedy again for the rest of your life. But while it was happening to Mary Tofts in the 1500s, she looked out her window, saw baby bunnies. She got really relieved. She focused on the baby bunnies. And afterwards, she thought, what if I gave birth to baby bunnies? So she started listening to songs about baby bunnies, painting pictures of baby bunnies. And through a process she called imprinting, much like how Taylor Lautner fell in love with a baby in the last Twilight movie. She claimed that by falling in love with bunnies, she was able to get pregnant with baby bunnies. What she was actually doing was grabbing baby bunnies, breaking their necks, and stuffing them in her vagina, and giving birth to the broken parts of rabbits. But she convinced a doctor. For a full year, other doctors came to her. Her husband, completely convinced, baby bunny parts just falling out. Somehow, she was giving birth to the first interspecies babies of all time. No matter how mangled they were, no matter how disgusting, doctors were on board, and Western civilization was like, this woman is giving birth to baby bunnies someday. That Marriott Hotel was Mary Tofts, and that Starbucks was the broke-necked rabbit stuffed inside of its vagina. Every latte a failure in fluffiness. Thank you so much for coming out.